everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope everyone, as always, is having a fantastic day, boys and girls. It is Friday, November 29th. We are at the end of November, and boy, oh boy, damn near at the end of the year. I hope everyone, as always, is having a fantastic day. Let's get some music going once again. Hope everyone, as always, is having a fantastic day. Let me know if the music Alright, that should be a lot better. Let me know how the music is. Let me know how the sound is. Let me know that the stream is in fact live right now, just to make sure I don't go too far into this conversation and miss out on all the other things happening. Say hello to some beautiful people. Way too loud. Yeah, exactly. The music is still too loud? Music's still too loud. Alright, cool. Music being lowered. Let me know how that is right there. Should be much better on this one. It's been a while since I've actually got the streaming setup going on. Music massive louder. Yeah. It's been a while since I've actually got the streaming setup going on right now, so I'm just getting all the settings going once again. It's always fun to be able to get back on the stream with all the lovely people who are here, all the people who have been coming through as well. I see Academatiated in the house right from the jump on this one, saying good evening all, good afternoon, good evening, absolutely. Alan Fizame, hello, what's up, Harvey, oh, exactly, perfect, okay. It's not Wednesday, my dudes, but good to see you, absolutely, yeah, dude, it is Friday on this one, folks. Happy belated Turkey Day. I hope everyone had a fantastic time with friends, with family, with loved ones, or even just being able to enjoy your setting and yourself as well. So again, I hope that is always fun. But guys, this is something that we are entering into essentially what is called the banana zone right now, where FOMO is real, where you start having self-doubts about everything that you've possibly ever done in crypto and all of your investments and everything in between. Whether it be the tokens that you've invested in aren't pumping, or whether it be the tokens that you did invest in are pumping. Do you sell? Do you buy more? Do you FOMO in? Do you trade out the ones that aren't doing anything? Guys, this is when the time comes where it is so hard to make it in crypto. This is lessons from even just past cycles. We're going back and looking at some previous examples right before it happened in 2021 on this one. We are absolutely winning on this one as well. We need music, sir. Turn off music. No, I like the music on this one, for real. But at the same time, if it is too loud or anything else is going crazy on that one, then obviously I'd much rather just have the stream with all of you lovely folks. That way we can just enjoy each other's company, as always. But yeah, guys, the crypto bull run is in fact supposed to be that time for life-changing gains, right? It's a time where you can literally been waiting during this entire time. You've either invested back in early of the previous cycle, or this is your first cycle right here and you're investing right now because you either caught on, you heard some narratives, you heard these tokens were going to do certain things, and so you went all in. And again, one thing I've always said is find the conviction that you can have, and then find tokens that you can actually hold on to for a long time. That's what we have with the core tokens, with RH in particular. But it is so hard for so many people to make it, not only in crypto, but especially during a bull run. This is when people will take on massive leverage. They will do all sorts of different stuff as well, just to try to get stuff going on this one. I highly do not recommend that at all. It is much better to just be patient. And when the time comes, you can absolutely take advantage of it. Again, if you see a 10x in crypto, that's pretty common during a bull run. You should be able to see that fairly quickly on a lot of tokens. You start seeing 100x in crypto, I'm telling you, you're doing pretty damn good in crypto, in my personal opinion, as long as there's liquidity to get traded out of and all the other items as well. And when you start seeing things like anything above 100x, guys, you are crushing it in crypto. And so we're entering that banana zone right now, where Bitcoin is kind of held a little bit back around the $100,000 mark, right? We kind of anticipated that. That's a psychological number, but I anticipate it's going to break through that by the end of the year. And we'll talk about maybe where things go at the end of the stream. But this is where so many people can fall into what you can be considered as a pitfall, whether you get so excited that you just, lose all sense of whatever security or whatever it is in your head. And so you just start connecting your wallet to different malicious dApps, and then all of a sudden you have no crypto and all the hard work you've been going through is gone. Same thing can happen for all of these tokens in general, folks. Again, crypto is incredibly volatile, it's incredibly crazy and risky as well. It is a psychological, emotional roller coaster. Y'all better be ready for it. It's easy to go through a bear market, and I don't want to say easy in the sense that everyone can make it, because obviously not everyone can. It's mentally draining for sure. But when you're going through a bear market, you buy the dip. You know what I mean? Like at the same, like, what's the hard part about you? Okay, price is going lower, I'm buying more. Price is going lower, I'm buying more. Or you're just like, I'm out. Whatever the case may be, it's a lot easier to manage that psychologically. I know that could be controversial or to some, because whenever I say this, I do mean it. The bull market is so much more crazy than the bear market. The psychological level that you have to go through is wild. Again, the greed, the doubt, the emotional roller coaster of, is it the top? Do I sell now? There's a 30% pullback. Is this the end? All of the emotions you can possibly imagine, magnified times 10, if not even more, when you're dealing with large sums of money. So when a bear market comes, you see your portfolio go down, and that's a sad thing to see for sure. No one wants to go through that. But to go through a bull market, you start seeing that $10,000 portfolio turn into a $100,000 portfolio. Again, I mentioned a 10x is fairly easy. But what happens is you see a 30% pullback, and that is $30,000 that you have now lost in unrealized capital gains at this point in time. You haven't actually taken the L, you haven't sold out hopefully during that time, but in your head you just lost $30,000, and you think, I could have sold and actually had $30,000 more in my bank. I could have done so many different things. Why didn't I do that? And it is a volatile, emotional roller coaster, because when you decide you finally want to sell at that 30% dip, the market rallies again, and it rallies even crazier, and you would make that and more if you just held on. So again, get ready for the psychological, emotional roller coaster, guys. It is absolutely crazy, because we're going to break down essentially why so many people struggle to make it during a bull run. We're going to look at, again, a couple of different charts from previous examples over here. Let me actually see if I can just pull that up real fast on my end. Give me 1 second while I actually just kind of get that set up. But again, folks, I hope everyone is always just having a fantastic day, boys and gals, because again, we are in for what is going to be a wild ride. So screen share, here we go. Let me go back and make sure I'm sharing the right screen. It looks like it's on the wrong screen, so let me just double check, switch that up real quick. Go Bitcoin. All right, cool. So essentially, this is what we're seeing right now. This is going back to Bitcoin over here, right? This is back to Bitcoin. Everyone saw it just recently. Get real close to that, $99,000 again, $98,652. Again, this is a daily chart right here, so it's getting real close to already going right back to that $100,000 threshold right here. And again, you can see it actually ended up going all the way from right close to 100 all the way down to about 91, and people have been freaking out over here, right? They are absolutely, yeah, dude. I'm right there with you. Alan Fizame says, try losing $917,369. Yeah, we better pump to erase this from my memory. Dude, I'm telling you, that's what it is, folks. And again, this will happen not only during a bull market, but also during a bear market. And again, I want y'all to be mentally prepared for that too. So with Bitcoin just doing exactly like it's always done, folks, one thing I want to take a look at is what has happened on previous cycles. So we're going back to essentially 2020, right before the end of the year, all the way to essentially that 2021 timeframe. So 2020, we already know, could have been the COVID year, whatever the case may be. But ideally, what we're paying attention to is November. Crypto really starts to rally around this November timeframe, all the way into really the first quarter, going into, we'll say, March, April, right? February, March, April, somewhere in that time frame. It likes to rally pretty hard. From November, back in 2020, Bitcoin was sitting at $18,000, and it has some dips. Yeah, it went down to 17 and all that good stuff, but for the most part, that was it. And then it just absolutely started taking off like crazy. Whereas by February, it was already sitting around $51,000 over here, right? And so a lot of people start thinking like, holy effing cow, this is it. This is crazy. You see a dip and this is going to wash so many people out. But this $51,000, it's important to understand kind of where we're coming from. So from November, remember, we're sitting around $18,000 in Bitcoin, going up to about $51,000. So that's not anything too crazy to be laughing at. It's roughly around a 2.8x. And again, in crypto terms, that's pretty small in all reality. But in terms of just the overall market, that's pretty damn good, right? What happened during this time and all the other cryptos is what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to look at Polygon, for example. Polygon was a crypto that did absolutely wild numbers in the last bull market. Okay, so going even from that same time period, right, November of 2020, somewhere over here, to roughly in this same time frame. You know, I'm just going to kind of pull it up from here. So right around the November time frame in Polygon, it's sitting around a penny. Nothing too crazy, right? Roughly around a penny, even bouncing around 2 pennies, somewhere in this range during this time. And it stayed relatively flat. That's essentially what we're kind of seeing right now in a lot of the altcoins. The RH coins are absolutely pumping, so we're going to get into those in just a moment. They're absolutely having a massive rally, which is even better, because a lot of the times you get this kind of sideways action where Bitcoin ends up pumping, you write 2.8x during that time. But what happened next with Polygon, and you can see by February, it was roughly up 15 cents right here, right? Somewhere in this ballpark, and I'm just kind of using these, somewhere in the ballpark of 15 to 20 cents. So you're looking anywhere between a 15 to 20x in a couple of months during that time. Now, a lot of people are going to think, that's it, that's the end, this is over, crypto market's dead, it is what it is. And a lot of people, they're going to sell, they're going to take profit. But what happened next, again, went from 1 penny back here all the way up during this time in April and May to 84 cents. And in fact, it actually ended up hitting a peak in May, roughly around $1.83. So again, $1.83, and it was just at 1 penny before. My guys, that is a nice 183x gain in the span of 6 months. I want to tell y'all again, this is how fast crypto can explode. In the span of 6 months from November of 2020, around a penny, right, all the way to $1.83 in the span of 6 months. That is incredibly fast. And during this entire time, again, if you invested $10,000 back here, even at this point in time, or you had $10,000 invested, should I say, to be a little bit easier, that would still bring your portfolio to $1,800,000 at that point in time, just with this rally alone. Now, was that the end? A lot of people saw a massive dip that started to see it back at 68 cents. So once again, you're seeing it from $1.83, somewhere in this ballpark, right? You're seeing it somewhere in this $1.83 time frame, all the way back down to 68 cents. And you're like, you know what, man? I had so much money. I just lost so much money. Even though it's only a 50% drop, which happens in crypto all the time, so many people wash out during this time. I had $1 million, I'm now at 800,000. Or I had almost 2 million, I'm now at 800,000. I just lost $1 million. And that emotional roller coaster messes with your mind way more than any bear market can ever mess with your mind. Hands down. $10,000 turned into $1 million, you crushed it. You crushed it, y'all. You absolutely smashed the game. This is what a lot of people are in crypto for, right? To find a way to make money. Find a way to make a lot of money fairly quickly. Well, during this time frame, right at the end, if you just let it go and either took profit along the way up, which I highly advise you do, right? You take profit along the way up. Oh, it actually hit around $2 right here. But you take profit along the way up, and then you allow yourself to either buy the dip if you want to buy the dip, or continue to just hold, because during this time, whenever it hit all the way over here, you can actually see it was in the ballpark of about $2.49 again. So you could have sold your bag at 68 cents because you got scared. You said, dude, I had $1,800,000. I now only have $800,000. I just need to sell. I don't want to lose anymore. I can't stomach losing anymore. And guess what? That right there is half the time the bottom of the market, and then it rallies again. So again, from even just $2 right here, from $2 right here, what was that? $2.33, somewhere in this ballpark. Again, I have my camera right behind it. $2.50. Again, that's not the craziest thing ever. It's roughly around a 4x that you're looking at, but that $800,000 that you were holding, multiply that by 4x is $3.2 million. Guys, crypto is freaking wild. I shared this with all of my Patreon members as well. All of these charts that we're just discussing right now, I went and had this same, almost exact same stream with all the Patreon members because I was like, guys, get ready. This is not a time to be joking around. This is the time to be strapping in and getting ready for what is probably going to be a wild freaking market in general. Same thing over here with Avalanche. Avalanche was a similar token where in November of 2020, it was roughly around this $3 time frame, even went down by December. So it was actually below $3 by the end of the year. But after January happened, it starts rallying, and it starts rallying quickly, y'all. Because by February 21st, or by February of 2021, you're now up to $41 for this token, $47 for this tokens. Again, back here, around $3 or less. So you have absolutely, once again, smashed the game, but that wasn't the end of the market. So many people are going to say, it's over, that's it, the bull market's done. It was a fun ride because it's going to get dips that happen, right? You go from these prices over here, and you start looking at this $47 range down to $24. You watched your portfolio cut in half. This is going to happen with all of the RH tokens, guys. I'm telling you right now, 40, 50% dips, even 60% dips happen during every single bull market during all the other altcoins. What's the primary factor though? It all started pumping like freaking crazy in January of 2021, really from November to February. You get an absolute massive rally, but that tends to not be the end. That's just the beginning of what is going to be a massive rally. Because if you just continue to hold and let the cycle actually play out all the way over here, well, then you start getting into these numbers right here, where you start looking at, $56 and you start getting into these numbers over here, $100, $149. And all you have to do is just freaking wait, y'all. All you have to do is wait. Be patient. Maybe I can do this where it's a little bit easier to see. And again, maybe I should have done this earlier. But this is kind of what we're seeing right here, folks. This is what I'm kind of anticipating to be actually happening pretty soon in our ecosystem. We're going to be seeing these exact same numbers play out, where you start seeing all of these numbers go absolutely bananas, y'all. And again, you bought the token back here around $3 and you just held it, and it's now at $139, $119, $140. You've absolutely smashed it on that one again. It's still a 50x up your money. So whatever you're holding right now, just multiply that by 50, y'all. And then imagine what that'll do. Imagine what that can mean for you, for your family, for your loved ones. Solana was another big one that absolutely went crazy. Hex is a similar situation in all reality, right? If we want to talk crazy with it, Hex did some wild freaking numbers, obviously at 10,000x. But what's the main thing that you're seeing in all of these tokens? It all started roughly around this November time frame, and then on into the year of January, if not even February, you have far outpaced Bitcoin in all of these tokens. Again, Bitcoin did a 3x. Congratulations. You're seeing 10x's on majority of these tokens fairly easy. Again, Solana was sitting at $1 right here, $1.20 back in November of 2020, and by February it's already up $17, $14. You're up 14, 17, 20x in some cases. Because again, the prices were lower. I'm just basing it from the November time frame. There were points in time where prices were lower. I'm literally looking at it from November on into the next 6 months, y'all. Because by May and April, you're at $44. And once again, everyone's going to say that the end of the bull market's here. That was a fun rally. Everyone's going to do the sell in May and go away. And hey, if you want to take some profits off the table, some lifestyle chips, whatever you want to call them, do it. I missed the Xmas tree. I still got the Xmas tree. The smaller one. I have the we have the big one out in the living room for the fam, right? The one that's all lit up, all pretty. I'm actually looking to get we can use, because our ceilings are like 10 feet tall or something, 11 feet tall or something crazy over here. So I'm actually looking to get a bigger one that goes all the way up to the ceiling, because even that other one doesn't, it's still like an 8-foot tree, so it still looks a little bit shorter. But yeah, this is our other tree that we've had in our movie theater room, but I just brought it down to put it in the office. But guys, this is the purpose of why I'm having this stream right here, because the numbers that happen next on these tokens are stupid freaking crazy, right? You literally go from $1 over here, anywhere between $1 and $2, and by this time around what, September, I mean, even by the end of the year, you start getting into the November time frame, $236 over here. Again, guys, this is how fast markets can really happen. I'll even just say, you know, $2.60 over there. You still got damn near a 90x, 100x your money. That's wild. It is freaking wild, y'all. And I don't say that lightly by any means as well. These numbers that you can get in crypto are bananas. That's why you enter a banana zone. They literally, if you're not ready for what is to come in the next really few months, get ready, because boys and gals, it is absolutely freaking crazy. But the name of the game is patience. Patience pays you, and it pays off in this scenario. What's going to happen is you're already seeing it happen within our community, within our ecosystem, within the PulseChain network, is you're seeing all of these different tokens come out, and some of them are doing well, and some of them are happening, and some of them are pumping, and they're making you want to go out and buy those tokens and swap your tokens because maybe your tokens aren't doing anything. Again, folks, at the end of the day, you got to come out with your own conviction, because no one can actually get you to hold the tokens besides you. You're in control of your own funds, right? No one's to blame if you decide to sell and this thing rallies off like crazy. No one's to blame if you decide to hold the tokens and watch it make you a massively wealthy individual. Except you. You're the only person in this whole situation that chooses when to buy and when to sell. So if you're seeing these narratives come out for these different tokens that are happening on the ecosystem, and you're like, my gosh, dude, I'm missing out on all the green candles. FOMO is real. FOMO is absolutely going to get you wrecked. Half the time, here's what happens half the time. Here's what happens. Whenever, let me see if I can get my chat pulled up again real fast. I'm not sure exactly why the chat isn't pulled up, so let me see if I can get the chat popping up on the screen. One moment here, y'all. Okay, cool. I have to choose it on here. Interesting. I thought I could select it over here. Nope. Okay, cool. I do have to do it through this side over here. Okay, cool. So I do have the chat working. Let me just pull up some chats and say hello to everyone once again. We got Academation in the house. Absolutely. Yep. Alan Fisme, what's up? What's up? Harvey, yo, what's up? It is not Wednesday, absolutely, but it is Friday, and I hope all of y'all are having a fantastic day. As always, boys and gals. We got a super chat from Alan Fisme. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. We are 10 to 14 months away from changing our lives forever. Never give up. Never surrender. Like, but for real, y'all, like, that is absolutely true right there. That statement has never been truer, ever. Because in crypto, you have a massive bull market year, and it tends to only last for 10 to 14 months. It's usually about 12 to 18 months after the Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin halving was back in April of 2024. So if you're just doing the math on that, you have roughly around until April of 2025, or even April or November of 2025. That tends to be the top of the market as well. I do also believe that we're in a similar situation where you have roughly about 10 to 14 months of things going absolutely bananas. I personally think the bull market's going to go on a little bit longer. I think we are going to enter into 2026 personally. But hey, either way, if you start seeing massive gains on your crypto, not just in PulseChain, not just in Hex or the RH Core tokens, if you're in meme coins as well, and you have the ability to see profit on those tokens, take the profit. Don't let greed kick in. Guys, if you do a 10x on a token and you sell 10% of the token to get your initial capital back, congratulations, you're doing the best smart move you possibly can ever. That's just not even financial advice. That's just a common sense narrative. 10% of the tokens is nothing, considering you're still holding 90% of the tokens. But if you get back your initial capital on a 10% sell, congratulations. Maybe you do 15% so you can cover taxes and things like that as well. Be smart about that too, right? But this is why so many people get caught offside. This is why so many people get caught off guard. Yeah, way too loud. Yeah, sorry. I'm back to the top over here as well. So we got AOKG. We got a little more lower. Wow, LFG. We are winning. Absolutely, Rocket Mob. PulseChain in the house. Absolutely, FOMO is in. Yeah, a lot of people are experiencing FOMO right now, because you just found out essentially how it goes, right? Crypto is painful. Just found out that I did things under duress that will haunt me until we do a 30x, and I may be able to forgive myself. Well, I hope you get that erased fairly quickly, Mr. A-Fam. I really do. When you feel emotional as well, that's also tends to not be the time to do any transactions because you panic. You just have all these unnecessary things as well. So let's just use some examples, right? Say, for example, you've never cashed out $100,000 before in crypto and you want to cash out $100,000 from crypto. Is it smart to just do it all at once? Or is it best to do it in portions? Well, the obvious answer is it's best to do it in portions. Why? For multiple reasons, but the main reason why is because during a bull market, there are going to be items with centralized exchanges that cause you grief, that cause you panic. There's going to be things like slippage. There's going to be things like just life in general, right? If you've never done that amount of money before, you just start overthinking a whole bunch of extra stuff. So I always advise test transactions for sure to make sure it all worked out the way you wanted it to, envisioned it to, and planned for it to. But not only that, I also want everyone to understand that you can do things in smaller chunks. If you do 3 transactions of $33,000 a piece, yes, that money stays in a stable coin on your wallet, on your decentralized wallet, self-custodial wallet for a little bit. But if you get $33,000 and you can then cash out $33,000, and then a week later $33,000 and cash out $33,000, and a week later the remaining $33,000, do you really need the money so urgently that you have to do it all in one fell swoop? If you didn't need the money that badly before, I think you can handle doing it in smaller transactions. One, this allows you to have the ability in case the centralized exchange decides to freeze the funds. Guys, this happens during every single bull run. People are going to be panicking and freaking out on all of the Twitter space as well, talking about, oh my gosh, I can't access my money. These sons of guns, sons of bitches, give me my money. And you start freaking out. And then it causes even more panic. Or for whatever reason, you forget how to access your crypto wallet because you haven't touched it in freaking 6 months because you've just kind of like, I need to stop looking. This is the time of no sleep, by the way, as well. The next 10 to 14 months are really a time of no sleep. What I mean by that is when you start refreshing the page constantly, you look at your wallet portfolio, see it go up $10,000 an hour, for example. The things get stupid crazy. But not only that, guys, this is when if you haven't experienced it before, centralized exchanges are going to have issues. Period. Hands down. They've already had some in 2023. They have some every single year. Every single time there's a massive rally, a centralized exchange will have issues. Okay? So yeah, absolutely sorry to hear about any loss of the funds on that one, but damn, sent to a contract address, 450 PWBTC. I had bought OTC shortly after launch. I did it 8 months ago. It was worth that much. Right now, I'm in pain. Found out 2 days ago. I no longer had them because I sent it to a contract address instead of my wallet address. And that is going to happen, y'all, which is why I say, like, treat all of this for real like it is right there. And I don't mean to, like, harp on this, fam. I know it's a painful lesson for anyone to learn. I would much rather that when you do learn some of these lessons, they're obviously with a much smaller dollar figure as well. But this happens far too often, unfortunately. Whether it be you copying and pasting an address, you just clicking an address that you've previously transacted with inside your wallet. It happens all the time. Triple check stuff. Again, send a test transaction. All of those good things. And you'll hopefully save yourself a lot of the headache. It does happen, unfortunately. It is a lesson learned for sure, dude. AFAM is handling it like a true champ right there. It's a 900K loss, but a lesson learned, dude. That is a tough lesson for sure. Probably one of the bigger L's I've seen in terms of the dollar value right there. So I hope it all comes back and more relatively soon. I do see a potential for, a 10x by the next couple of months, right? This is when you start getting into that February, March timeframe where you see a lot of these tokens go off and do not only a 10x, but a 10 to 15 to even 20x on some of them, followed by some pullbacks and everything as well, followed by an even crazier rally that goes forward. So to everyone who is purchasing these tokens right now, strap in, guys. Strap in. Promise. All good. 2 more years or less. I can wait. Yeah, facts on facts. Facts on facts. Yeah, dude, we're going to see 50 to 100 X's on these tokens or more. Absolutely. Now let's pump so we can all move on. Oh, shoot, man. Oh, shoot. I no longer had them. Yeah, that's a big kick in the nuts. Mr. Retrospect does it best right there. Big old kick in the nuts on that one. But this happens all the time where you start thinking, guys, I've chosen the wrong token. I'm holding bags that aren't doing anything. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a ton of different crypto out there that does incredible during this bull market, y'all. So will we. So will yours, okay? And God forbid we actually get a dismissal of the case without prejudice and we can't be tried again. Oh, I can't even imagine what that could be doing. Maybe even by the end of the year, folks. And we're starting to see a pretty good rally happening in the crypto landscape right now in terms of PulseChain ecosystem as well. So when you actually pull this up real quick, you can kind of see what's going on. So in PulseChain right now, just in the last, well, let me just refresh the page as always. But just in the last 24 hours, we've seen a beautiful 7% gain in Pulse, a 12% gain on PulseX. By the way, that ratio is getting even closer as well. So it continues to keep creeping closer and closer and closer. Maybe one day we're going to see this ratio actually hit a 1-to-1 ratio. Can you imagine a 1-to-1 ratio or even PulseX outperforming Pulse? It is absolutely possible, which is why I'm a fan of holding all of the tokens because I think they're all going to have their time to shine. I think right now, Hex on the Ethereum network is smashing it right now, y'all. If I go to Pulse coin list right here, just for an example, just so that way y'all can kind of see, eHex right now is smashing it, right? 34% in the last, oh, come on. Am I really going to be blocking it? Well, let me close myself. Here we go. All right, so nice little 34% gain for the eHex side of things. Hex on Ethereum, by the way, right, sitting on 2055, close to a penny, y'all. Back to close to a penny, and this is really just the beginning of what I think is going to be happening with all of these tokens, because not only is these tokens going to do pretty damn well, the ratios are getting back to somewhat some pretty crazy items over here. I think the ratio goes back to 1-to-2 as well during this time. I think right now PulseX is gonna maybe even touch 1-to-1 by the time we do see that 10x, 15, 20x gain in the next few months. The incentive token 14% up in the last 24 hours. Hex over on PulseChain up 1.2%. But there have been times where Hex on PulseChain has absolutely outperformed all of these tickers as well. So if I actually were to pull this up, for example, in the last 30 days, you can see Hex on a PulseChain actually outperformed a lot of the other tokens as well. And so I want to remind y'all, this is gonna happen no matter what token that you're holding. There will be times where the last 90 days, some of these tokens like Hex on PulseChain has massively outperformed PulseChain, PulseX, Incentive, all of the other tickers as well. And what's going to happen is they will all have their time to shine, y'all. They're all going to have moments of just massive glory. So I hold all the tokens. I don't want to have to worry about, man, I wish I had more PulseX. Man, I wish I had more Hex. Why not just hold them all and get to enjoy? If you get to average, like let's just say, for example, some numbers. Let's just say PulseChain does 1000X. PulseX is right behind it around 750. Hex over on PulseChain sitting in the ballpark of, I don't know, a 300X. And the incentive token does a 200X. And I'm just throwing out some numbers here, for example, right now. But what you start seeing overall is you get an average of your portfolio doing a 350X. I hope you wouldn't be mad and say, I knew I should have just gone all in on Hex on PulseChain, man. I knew I should have just gone all in on PulseChain. I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have done it. You get to see hundreds of X's on multiples of your money. Congratulations, you fucking smashed it, man. And this happens all the freaking time, dude. All the freaking time. All the time, y'all. Again, Deck Screener over here is another great example right now. To basically show what Pulse and PulseX are doing right now. So if I was to actually pull up, like, let's just say the PulseX chart real fast and just pull up this particular pair, just so that way you can compare it against Pulse and see how it's actually doing right now. PulseX, once again, smashing the game, y'all. I mean, look at this chart. I had this chart drawn out. I've had this chart drawn out for quite some time, and for a period of time, we were actually playing in this range. And I like to say things like to fall back to a median at some point. And right now the median is roughly around this 1 to 3, 1 to 3 point, 1 to 2.7 ratio, somewhere here. Right now though, PulseX is still outperforming. Right now, PulseX is still outperforming Pulse. Now, at some point in time, this trend line will get flipped and it's going to go below and it's going to meet some resistance and it's going to come back down. It's going to find this median again. It always likes to come back to the median, but this is why if you are doing stuff like farming, for example, you're going to notice that impermanent loss because PulseX is outperforming Pulse. And what happens is if you're in this farm, your PulseX is getting converted into Pulse right now because that is how liquidity providing works. Now, if you just wait long enough, depending upon where you entered at, most of the time, it'll actually come back down to that median. How long you have to wait, I don't know. This is part of the game when providing liquidity, right? But at this point in time, you're definitely noticing a lot. We've broken through several resistance levels. We've come back down, kind of retested some resistance at this point, or now as support, and it's looking like it wants to continue to rally. So we may actually see a day where we get to this 1-to-1 ratio. Can y'all imagine? 1-to-1. Let me just put a little 1-to-1 ratio on this one. Text 1-to-1 ratio. Whoops. That'll be crazy, y'all. That'll be freaking awesome. That'll be crazy. And then I expect it to probably go back down or just keep on going. I don't know. Who knows, right? But that's part of how this whole thing works. I think we've been on this trend really since the end of December of 2023, where PulseChain is absolutely smashed past PulseX is absolutely smashed on PulseChain. That's not to say it's always going to be like that. So I like to hold all of the tokens. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm like, man, I wish I would have just held on to all of these. No, man, I want all the tokens. So if one of them starts performing well, I am going to be okay, right? I'm going to be okay on this one. Looking at all of these charts as well, folks, it looks like really the next level we're actually going to be bouncing up to. Let me just see if I can just kind of pull this up real fast. Next level we're going to be bouncing up to on this one is roughly around the 4 zeros and a 6. That's pretty much the 1618 level that we're going to be going to at this point whenever we start bouncing up. When we hit that, considering that would be the first level, the next level would be the 2618, which is again right above stack 301098. I think we end up playing in a situation kind of like this fractal is doing right here. Not exactly, obviously, we're not pulling up the exact fractal, But I think roughly around this time, January to even February or even March, we're, if not above SAC, way beyond it as well, right? Because again, where we are right now, 4 zeros and a 5, I think we end up being in a situation where you can see something like this happen, right? A nice little 7x all of a sudden happens by February, and now we're all of a sudden up to the 4 zeros and a 3, which is previously the all-time high for PulseChain. Where would PulseChain be at that point in time, you ask? It would be doing pretty damn good as well, right? If you got to see a beautiful 600% gain or 400% gain at this point, and you go back and you check this out over on PulseChain, let me just kind of make it so I can also see it on my screen. You get into the situation where, boom, we're roughly in this February time frame, and we're roughly pretty much back to all-time high, right? Not only back to all-time high, past all-time high. 4 zeros or 3 zeros, 4 4. And you just start doing some math, right? If you were looking at holding your bag, how much money is that? What are you doing? Or have you taken profit? I hope you've taken some profit off the table at this point, because from all-time low to even this level right here, it's still a 12x, 13x. That's pretty damn good, y'all. Again, if you do a 10x, taking 10% back from profit and just getting your initial capital back, that's not a bad play, y'all. It allows you to still be in the game and also keep on crushing it as well. So I hope that makes some sense to everyone, because unfortunately, not everyone is going to do that. And that's okay. It's not meant for everyone. That's why so many people will not make it in crypto. This is why it is so difficult to make it in crypto, y'all. It is incredibly difficult. Not only during a bear market, not only during a sideways, boring trend, but during a bull run, it is incredibly difficult, because it is mainly about emotion, and your emotion will 1000% get the best of you, because watching other tokens pump while yours isn't causes FOMO. Getting tempted to sell early because you think the top may be in, like the bull market's over. You're going to hear so many people calling for that. Let's just say, for example, Bitcoin goes up, hits $150,000, starts falling back down. Guys, $150,000 followed by a 30% dip at that point would bring it back to $100,000, okay? 33% dip. Many people are going to be like, that's it. That was fun. That was the top. Crypto's done. Congratulations. I hope you took some money while you were at it. That was it. Now we have another 3 years of bear market. Get ready. And then people are going to sell at 100,000, and then you're going to see it rally on up to 200, 240, possibly even $500,000. And I know these numbers sound pretty damn crazy, but there's a lot of things going for us in crypto. Not only do we have a presidential cabinet coming into office in 2025, but you also have the strategic reserve of them buying up 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years. So 200,000 Bitcoin a year. You got Michael Saylor doing his drunk Sailor bot Bitcoin purchase with MicroStrategy and all the leverage you can do there with 0% bonds until 4 years. And all of these things are going to happen, y'all. If you see US going through and getting 5% of the supply because they want to have 1 million Bitcoin in 5 years, do you not believe that other countries are probably going to do the same thing? So that's why I believe we're kind of getting into the ballpark where 2026 may end up being really the top, but who knows? We have to just wait and see. I only share so others are careful. Yeah, dude, I triple check, send test transactions. It does happen. It does happen fairly often, unfortunately, right? You can what I always recommend is, like, if you have your wallet addresses saved, for example, is paste them 3 times inside of your notes or whatever, just so that way you can confirm that it's the same wallet address, and you don't have to go through and connect to this wallet and plug everything in and unplug and replug, and you start messing around with too many different things, and eventually you just leave the door open for one thing to go wrong, and all it takes is that one thing to go wrong to end up costing you a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of your hard work, and a whole bunch of your time. It's not to say that it can't be made up again. Money can always be made up again, right? And so a lot of people are coming into this PulseChain ecosystem right now. where it's their first cycle in crypto, but they're almost advancing into their second cycle in crypto. So I want you to take it a lot more seriously than you probably would, or you probably have, or you probably are. Guys, right now there are Black Friday deals happening for Treasure, for Ledger, for hardware devices. If you do not have any hardware devices, get one. Period. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone's talking about. I don't care if Richard Hart himself has said, if you do things right and do all this the right way, you only need MetaMask. He's right, but it just leaves the door open for you. Why take that risk? Just go buy yourself something. If you're about to have hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars on these wallets, get a freaking cold storage wallet. Not only that, let me share one more bit of advice. Split the funds into 3 different wallets. I share this with every single one of my friends, my family, and my onboards, and anyone else that I've ever brought into crypto. Split the funds into 3 different wallets. Who cares if you have one wallet that shows $1 million or you have 3 wallets that show $333,333? Who cares? Like, stop doing things in such a way that makes you be like, I need it all in one. You do not want it all in one. All it takes is you having one error, one slip. And again, even myself, I don't know what would cause me to have that moment of panic, of fear, but God forbid it did happen to me. I have backups of the crypto, because I don't want it to be screwed. I've done this with all of my stakes as well. Guys, we've been in a bear market for like 2.5 years. You've had plenty of time to make sure that you can essentially copy over your stakes, if not make them look better as well. So what I originally had was all of my stakes. They all got copied over on PulseChain. Congratulations. I made copies of all those stakes as well in different wallets. Why not? Why not? Because I don't want to be screwed. If one thing gets hacked, screwed. If I compromise one wallet somehow, some way, I don't want to just lose all my money right away. I don't. I think that's too painful, and it's a painful lesson. You know, you can always make the money back again, but we've waited so long at this point in time. And again, I say so long, crypto's just, it goes by so much faster. Because guys, we're at the end of the year, right? Can you imagine? We're at 2024, end of year. Seems like it flew by in all reality, but in terms of crypto time, it went slow as fuck, right? But now we're starting to see some pumps happen, starting to see some gains start coming. It is absolutely a great time. The EHEX PHEX ratio is juicy as well. Got to take risks to make it sometimes. Yeah, dude, the EHEX PHEX ratio. Oh my god, that thing is looking mighty fine right now. As a matter of fact, let's just pull that up since we're actually talking about that particular chart real fast. Let me get back to where I can have my EHEX over here. And so essentially the ratio that we're referring to is this ratio right here, this nice juicy ratio that you're actually getting a chance to see. Let me make sure the okay, cool. Want to make sure the wife didn't text. So getting back up to here, guys, this is, once again, it got pretty damn close. It was actually at one point in time pretty damn close back to that 10-to-1 ratio. It never quite hit, right? But it got pretty damn close in the recent times, right? Like, you all got to see happen pretty darn close on this one, right? Like, that's about as close as it's going to get to this 1-to-10 ratio, meaning for every 1 hex on PulseChain, you would get 10 hex on Ethereum. Or some people decided to actually use that opportunity to swap their PulseChain hex, or hex on PulseChain, into Ethereum hex. And now if they did that move and they made that play, and you swap it back for hex on PulseChain, you've actually essentially doubled your bag of hex on PulseChain. Ratio trading is incredibly risky. I don't advise unless you are ready to actually sit this through, because you'll see moves like this happen where you get to this 1-to-10 ratio and then you wait for things to happen and then you don't do something and then you see ratios going back down. And if you're just patient enough, ratios will go back up. So remember I told you things like to find that happy medium right now? Well, right now the happy medium right here for these two tokens is essentially this 1-to-4 ratio. This is a pretty happy medium, somewhere in this ballpark. And again, I have the dotted line right here, this 0.25 right here. This is essentially the happy medium that I believe is essentially where it's going to be drawn back to. And essentially there could be a day where hex on Ethereum outperforms hex on PulseChain, and then there will be a day where PulseChain on Hex on PulseChain is going to outperform Hex on Ethereum. And it comes back to this little happy median line. So that's why I do believe in that. Again, liquidity providing is one of those crazy things. But this is just so that we can kind of see it a little bit better. Guys, this is one of those deals that you start getting into these little medians right here. Beautiful, beautiful ratios to be playing out. And if you actually made moves on this, dude, congrats. You've crushed it, in my opinion. Again, if you took 1 million Hex, you swapped it over here, you got 10 million Hex on, you know, pretty close to about 10 million Hex. I'm just going to say 9.8 million Hex on Ethereum. Then you swap it back over here, you've actually got almost essentially 2.2 million Hex at this point in time on PulseChain, right? And that's how you can make some of these plays. It is an absolutely crazy strategy to have, but you gotta be ready for it, okay? You've got the right attitude, 100%, dude. You can always make the money back again, no doubt. Especially with the bull market coming up, like what a better time. There's never a good time in all reality. Let's be real, to lose any amount of money like that. But if you're gonna lose money, make it as short of a period as possible. And we've essentially made it to where it's the banana zone right now. I just discussed it earlier in the stream, but this is where you're gonna start seeing things like all the other cryptos, for example, hit 10x's, 15x's, and even 20x's by February to March next year. I just got my throat. Something got me. The emotions, man. The emotions got me. Yeah, exactly. All good. Anything I have in crypto is considered lost anyway. It's fact. There was a funny short. I wonder if I can pull it up. It was a funny short I just posted recently, and it was basically like, you risking 100% of your money to make 2,000% your money. Seems like a pretty good trade. Let me see if I can just go find it myself though. Go to my channel, my studio. And yeah, guys, appreciate all the likes, all the subscribes, all the appreciation, all the love, guys. So much love to every single one of y'all. For real, for real. And go to content. Oh, it was right there. Just had to click it. Shorts. And this is a little funny short that I ended up doing on this one. Basically says when you finally understand. He didn't lie though, so this is basically how it goes. Screen share. And I'll turn myself off for a second. Get rid of the chat. And mute for just a moment on the sound. Where my sound at? Where my sound at? Alright, cool. Alright, so there you go.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. That's simply it. I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies.
Exactly. Guys, you can make this is me explaining when you can make 2,000% of your money, but you only got to lose 100%. Sign me up, brother. Oh shoot, too funny, too funny. But that's essentially it right there, guys. That's kind of how it feels, right? That's kind of what it is. It's that right there. It's 100% that right there. What else we got going on real fast? I got some more chats to be looking at as well. EHEX is the king of crypto. Facts. I just like EHEX, man. You know what I mean? Like I just like all the crypto tokens of the RH ecosystem. I'm a fan of all of them, dude. EHEX got me in, of course. They got me to change my mindset on a lot of stuff. I think that was what kind of allowed me the ability to stop drinking, stop smoking. Obviously, it wasn't the only reason. There were several other things that had to go in and take place as well. But my mindset shift that I was able to have once I found Hex and think long term. Yeah, crazy stuff, man. I'm a PulseChain OG. Yeah, dude, a lot of people are now PulseChain OGs. Congrats, y'all. And again, this is tough. The music is crazy, bro. No one's paying attention to liquid loans. Facts. X to $1. ATX is back. What's up, Crypto Dave? This guy's got the best music in the community, hands down. Lol. What's up? Yeah, we got Prospector in the house. Just got 2 today, 30% off. Dude, congrats. That's for the Treasure or Ledger. Treasure, in my opinion, by the way, is the way to go as well. If you are looking at them, just go to treasure.io, spelled exactly like you see on screen, TREZOR.io. Buy it from the source directly. Don't buy it from Amazon, don't buy it from eBay, don't buy it from your friend, don't buy it from a third party. Just get it from the direct source itself. Ledger has had a few things, Treasure's had its own things as well, but we're talking about crypto in general. There's always going to be something, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, get your freaking crypto off of the hot wallet and put them into a cold storage wallet. That way you can transact, you can get off the network, unplug, disconnect, and it just gives you that much more the ability just in case something actually ends up happening. Smartest thing you can tell people is to have 3 wallets, 100%. Do a test and send before sending things to facts. You do an awesome job and you're great for the community. Thanks, man. Hope you're doing well. I am our new hexologist. Yeah, hexologist is hexologist, man. Straight up, you know. He got caught up in the new meme coin thing happening. That's all good. Everyone's gonna get caught up in it. You know what I mean? That's part of what we just talked about in this whole stream. It's very difficult, guys. FOMO is real. You start seeing these cryptos do wild things and you just get bought in. And you're like, I believe a whole lot of stuff. You know, whether or not it's true or whether or not it plays out or pans out, just wait and see. But do I believe that these core tokens of the PulseChain ecosystem are probably going to do 100x, if not more? Absolutely. So why do I need to mess with other stuff? Like, yeah, I could probably go get these other tokens, and yeah, I could probably go swap them back into the core tokens, and yeah, I can do all this stuff. But it's not for me, man. It's just not. And if you want to make it that way, then it is what it is. EX is a real hex. It was for people that believed in staking. That's pretty crazy. It's the reason why I'm still here. Yeah, dude, we're about to hit 5 years on December 2nd, guys. Pretty crazy. Yo, Foxtrot, you've evolved. Well, because it's MJ money, right? Needed a break from all the toxicity. Hope you're doing well. Sorry for the BTC. We will make it. Dude, absolutely. Yeah, that is always crazy on that one, too. What's crazy is I actually sold all my airdrops to PHEX and to EHEX every time a specific stake ended into a wallet. There you go. And a lot of people are doing that as well, right? And like I had a buddy who just recently, I'm not going to give out any information, I don't think, but they were in the farm and they actually managed to swap, and they swapped their incentive token for Hex, and what I would be considered at damn near the bottom, and they're up like 3x that money already at that point in time. What a great little deal during that time. And again, you're not going to make it all the time 100%, but hey, either way, always good. Yeah, it's good. Easy come, easy go. That's facts, dude. I love that. Love that. Background music is too loud again. Music's too loud. Oh shit. Damn. I did turn it off. Dang, I did turn it up to play the video. Damn. Well, hopefully y'all stuck around a little bit. That's going to be close to the end of the stream anyways, guys. Because I want everyone to have a fantastic time. I can barely hear you over the music. I know, Tintop. I'm sorry. I turned it up so that way I could play the freaking Kanye video, and I screwed it up again. That's how we started the stream. I guess that's how we're going to end the stream. But let me just hit y'all with a quick little Friday celebration as well.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's live again, 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 it's Saturday, Sunday. You don't got your boyfriend and meet me at the hotel room. You can bring your girlfriend and meet me at the hotel room. You don't got your boyfriend and meet me at the hotel room. You can bring your girlfriends and meet me at the hotel room. What? It's Friday then. What? It's Friday then. Because with it.
Anyways, I hope y'all had a fantastic day. I hope y'all had a fantastic turkey day as well. I hope everyone has just been enjoying this ride that we've been on right now in the RH ecosystem as well. But guys, remember, bull markets are absolutely a wild ride. It's best to test They're here to test your mental, emotional fortitude and strength. Stay patient, stay focused, remember your strategy. 5 P's, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Biggest reward are to those who can endure the hardest times. So again, if you enjoyed the video, drop a heart in the actual, or drop a thumbs up on the channel, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss when I go live. It should be back a little bit more often. I'm actually planning on doing some nature videos and just having fun, exploring, talking, and sharing my thoughts of just the overall crypto landscape and what it can do to your mental health and all that good stuff. The historical examples that we've proven as well. Anyways, so much love to every single one of y'all. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace, y'all.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate. Half